So if you have a question, someone can probably answer. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming.
This project has been years in the making. We've heard for a very long time that Blue Hill Avenue in its current state isn't working the way that people want it to be working. They don't feel safe, they don't feel comfortable, and there's definitely an appetite for change.
Blue Hill Avenue needs lots of improvements. It needs lots of work on their walkways and crossways. They need lots of improvements on the streets.
Some of these changes are going to change my way of navigating Blue Hill Ave, and
I've biked on Blue Hill Ave a good bit, and you're kind of taking your life into your own hands.
We know we're getting some hot takes here, and trust us, we know this here. What's here is probably not a perfect design in this area.
A lot needs to be done, but a center lane bus line is not the response that we need or the answer that we need to make Blue Hill Avenue work better.
In this iteration of the project, we've been working for about 2 years now to be hearing from the neighbors about what works, what doesn't work, and what their hopes for the future are.
The solution they're proposing does not impact the source of the problem, which are vehicles that are coming from Randolph, Canton, Milton, Brockton, trying to circumnavigate the highway, back up a parking lot on 93. They cut through and come down Blue Hill Avenue.
There's still a lot of room for people to give input and to kind of affect what the future design looks like. We're still in a very early stage, so we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity for people to come out in person and give feedback and ask and have their questions answered.
I think this project is an abomination.
I think it's long overdue, and I think there's a lot to gain from center running bus lanes, as well as protected cycling facilities, as well as the addition to green infrastructure along Blue Hill Ave.
I'm thinking about it from a business perspective, how it's affecting the businesses. I go get my clothes cleaned at the cleaners at the corner. Luckily, I'm not getting off the bus, and I can still walk there, but that business owner might be concerned about how are people going to get their stuff.
Parking is a big one, about how we regulate parking and thinking through that. And then, especially at crosswalks, hearing about how people are walking through the space and what safety features they like, especially. We're narrowing a lot of crosswalks. We also had 3 options for station configurations, and so that's really valuable because we didn't get a clear direction over the summer, so we kind of designed out 2 alternatives for each location, and now we are asking people about which of those options they prefer based on the associated trade-offs. So got some really good feedback there, and now we are kind of getting a design direction.
To improve traffic management and enforcement along Blue Hill Avenue, to make sure that people don't double park along the street during rush hour, not park in bus lanes. There are 4 police agencies that oversee Blue Hill Avenue. They should be utilized effectively. They should improve the lighting and the traffic signals and things of that nature. That's something that they refuse to do, take a very simple and practical way of making Blue Hill Avenue work better.
Do I love it? No, but if it does mean people will be able to get to work faster, there's more safety, there's more greenery, there is just more structure, I don't see it as a bad thing, but it is still very hard to adjust to compared to what I'm used to, which is, I won't say flying down Blue Hill Ave, but I know how to get down Blue Hill Ave. I know what to expect, and
we took all that feedback about bus stops, crosswalks, trees, benches, anything you'd want to see on the street. We asked people about what they wanted to see, and this is how we worked that into a design.
So, as a resident of Blue Hill Ave, living off of Blue Hill Ave, I recognize the impacts it's going to have, but also the change that it can make. I know people have a hard time with change, including myself, but in a holistic approach after kind of looking through every bulletin board and looking at the design, it makes sense.
Once we get through this stage of engagement, we'll capture all the feedback we got, incorporate as much of it as we can into the design, and then move into the next stage and just keep rinsing and repeating until we have a design that we can construct.